Yo, what's up guys? It is time to talk about the Boston Marathon. It is coming up and I just wanted to put this video together quickly because I guess I'll talk about my times and I want to talk about running shoes, and basically I'm going to be talking about my race. And I have to be honest, because right now I know Boston is going to be my key race, I think this year, or if not this year then definitely this part of the year, so this spring. I don't know if I'm running a marathon in the fall yet, but I am hoping to, and if I do run a fall marathon then that will be my goal race then. But because I ran Osaka just a couple weeks ago, or I don't know, it's been a month or 6 weeks, I don't know, but it seems very quickly that I was just in Osaka. Now I'm planning to do Boston. I'm not 100% confident in my ability to run a fast marathon at Boston. And that is actually reinforced by my race predictors. So why don't we get into that? Because if you have been following along for a while, you know that my main goal at my races, or at least my key races, has been to run 3:10. And I haven't been able to run 3:10 in a long time. I think I came closest in Toronto last year, or was that 2023? I don't know, it's just, the races just run together. But I recently, or in the last couple of years, I ran Toronto and I ran a 3:10 and some change, maybe 50 seconds, 3:10:50. So, you know, fairly close to 3:10, but not 3:10. And 3:10 has been like my goal, like I want to get under 3:10 for years. But I think 3:10 this year at Boston is just going to be a bit aggressive for me. So I'm going to adjust that goal. But let's talk about what the race predictors are actually saying. And we'll start with stride. Now, I know that I do have to take the stride with a little pinch of salt. In fact, most of these predictors I have to take with a pinch of salt. But the stride I have to take with a pinch of salt, because typically I just throw the stride sensor on my shoe. And for those of you that are wondering what a stride sensor is, it's just this little pod-like thing, and it goes onto the front of the shoe like that, records all your running dynamics, all right? And because it is so familiar with how I run, it gives me a prediction. And Stride predicts that I can run a marathon in 3 hours, 28 minutes and 10 seconds. And that's give or take 4 minutes. So in the best case scenario, look around 3:24. The next fastest predictor is Metathon. Now, Metathon is an app on your computer, and you log into it and it links to Strava, and it looks at all your Strava runs over the last couple of weeks. And then based on your training, it gives you a predicted time. And Metathon, based on my Strava data, says that I can run 3 hours, 16 minutes and 18 seconds. Okay, so we're coming down a little bit, right? That's 3 hours, 16 minutes and 18 seconds. I wouldn't be unhappy with that, but let's keep moving on, because Garmin, you know, I wear Garmin on all my runs. I mean, I wear several watches on most of my runs, but I'm always making sure to take the Garmin out. Garmin predicts that I could run a marathon in 3 hours, 12 minutes and 29 seconds. Now we're talking, right? If Garmin is telling me that I can run 3:12:29, I would be really happy. Like, that's the one that I want to believe. And then of course we've got Chorus. Chorus is another watch that I wear every day. And does it know me? It seems not, because Chorus really doesn't seem to change. Unless Chorus just knows me better than I know myself and has more confidence in me, because they suggest that I can run a marathon in 3 hours, 1 minute and 46 seconds. Okay, I'm not going to run a marathon in 3 hours, 1 minute and 46 seconds. If I did start off at a 3 hour, 1 minute pace, I would blow up by the halfway point, right? Those days of running those times, those are in my past. So my goal for the Boston Marathon, okay, I've got to be careful. I'm going to hedge my bets. And I would like to run under 3 hours and 15 minutes. Now, Garmin says 3:12. That is based on a flat course. Boston, as you know, is not flat. I know it's a net downhill, but there are also a lot of climbs. So as always with these type of videos, I want to hear from you. What do you think I can run? And if you want to dig a little bit more into it, I don't know how you follow me. I don't know if you follow me on Strava, or you've been following me through the years and see what I have been capable of in the past, or are you just looking at what these watches and foot pods are suggesting and then basing your prediction off of that? I know that based off experience, a lot of you are going to put a prediction in the comments that is right in line with what my watches are actually suggesting. But that's why I'm asking, like, how are you getting that prediction? So yeah, drop a comment and let me know. Okay, so here's another thing. So I'm not really confident about this race, just really based on my training and based off of Osaka, but I'm still going to go out and give it my all. But here's something that I've been struggling with, and that's my shoe choice. Which shoes do I wear for Boston? Now, at the time you're watching this video, or at the time this video was released, the Boston Marathon is a week away. and I don't really know what shoes I'm going to wear. I don't have any sponsors for the Boston Marathon, so I can wear any shoes that I like. I do have a couple of problems, like a couple of reasons why I don't want to wear certain shoes. But I also want to hear from you, because I'd love your opinion. I like to crowdsource the knowledge that I can get, and then hopefully if I use that knowledge, I will be better off. But because I have this shoe right in front of me, let's go with this first. This is definitely an option. This is the Tracksmith Elliott Racer, and it's not as aggressive as some other options, and it's quite soft, but I really favor a soft ride. And I think I would have a really fun race running in the Tracksmith Elliott Racer. I'm not sure if I could run my very fastest times in this shoe, but I know that I could run a fast time and I could be comfortable doing it. Okay, next up, let's come to this shoe. I would really like to race in this shoe, but I don't have the right size. This is the Adidas Adios Pro 4, and it's size 12. And I received this pair of the Adios Pro 4 in Berlin. And I took it because I wanted to test it, but I didn't wear it in Berlin because they gave me a size 12, and because it's a race shoe, it's just a bit tighter than usual. And I just didn't think it would really work well for the marathon distance. You know, when you're out there for just between 3 and 4 hours, that's a long time to be in a pair of shoes. And with this smaller size, I just didn't think it would do me well. Although I really want to race in this shoe, I just don't have it in my size. So for right now, this is not an option. I don't even know if Adidas has them available in my size in order to get it before race day. So that's really not in the cards, but I really wish it was. Okay, next up, oh, down here, I have the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0. Again, solid shoe. This is definitely a contender for what I may wear on race day. It's a very aggressive race day option, and it is fast. It is definitely in the running for me to wear this for the Boston Marathon. There's not really anything negative I can say about the Cielo X1 2.0. It's a fun shoe and very fast. Next up, oh, this is a new one. I don't even think, I haven't even put my video out on this shoe yet, but this is the Nike Vaporfly 4. And you may think that this shoe, based on my history, I've done very well running in the Nike Vaporfly shoes. You may think that the Vaporfly 4 would be an easy option for me, but I'm just not sure. Honestly, I like everything about this shoe. It feels really good. I mean, it's quite unstable at the heel. You can see how narrow it is, but we'll talk more about that in my full review. But anyway, the Vaporfly 4 is an option for the Boston Marathon. Oh, let's see what else down here. Oh, it's the Craft Chupe Pro. Again, solid race day shoe. Very light, very stiff. This is a fun shoe, and I've actually been running in this quite a while, and I really like it. It's a little firmer for my taste, and I would generally, I don't know, if I was designing a shoe just for me, this is a little firmer than I would like, but I do really like how it rides. So as I say, when I run in a firmer shoe, I think maybe I like firmer shoes more than I like to admit. So the Chupe Pro is definitely an option. And then, because I am unsure at this moment, of course, I start looking back at other shoes that I've had success in, and do I want to pull out an older shoe to run in? So, of course, I am still thinking, and I know I've got the Vaporfly 4 on hand, but I've still got the Vaporfly 3, and I have loved this shoe, and I think I've raced a couple of marathons in this specific shoe, so I'm not sure if it's a good choice to use a shoe that's had a couple of races in it, especially when I have other options that are newer, but I have been considering this just because I've really enjoyed this shoe. This has been one of my favorite race shoes of all time. And then one more shoe down here, I have the Asics Metaspeed Edge Paris. And again, I think this has also been one of my favorite race shoes. I ran Boston in this shoe, not last year, but the year before. Or was it last year? I don't know. The years just all run together again. But either way, I had such a good time running in the Asics Metaspeed Edge Paris that I'm thinking of doing it again. I wish I had a newer pair of them, but I don't. In fact, I could say that I like these so much that if I did have a new pair of the Metaspeed Edge Paris, or the Metaspeed Edge, doesn't have to be the Paris colorway, but if I had a new pair of the Metaspeed Edge, I would probably race Boston in them. Like, they're that good. But I'm just not sure because I've raced one marathon in these and I've had them quite a while, so I've put a lot of miles in them. So, what do you think? Which shoe should I choose? Let me just look over at my shoe wall. I grabbed what I thought was like the most likely to be used by me. Oh, there is the Diadora Gara Carbon 2. I can't believe I forgot about that. It's right down there, and I'm not going to get it, but the Diadora Gara Carbon 2 is also a solid race day option, and I think it would actually work very well for me. It's a very friendly race day shoe. Not too aggressive, but snappy enough to get the job done. So, For those of you that actually like to comment on my videos, you have your work cut out for you. I want to know a predicted race time for the Boston Marathon, and I want to know what you think I should run the Boston Marathon in. Be sure to drop a comment and let me know. Okay, so I know that kind of wrapped up the video. I want you to stay tuned to all the platforms. I don't know if you watch me anywhere else, but I do put a lot of content on Instagram, and there will be some short form content on Instagram throughout the Boston Marathon weekend. And of course, from Boston, I go right to London. Well, not right to London. I do come home for a night and then go to London. So Instagram, TikTok, I usually put the same thing on both channels. That's where you're going to be able to get the short form content. And then stay tuned to YouTube for all that long form travel vlogs that will be coming your way. All right, that's it for today. Be kind, be happy, run well. I will see you in a couple of days.